Welcome back to our weekly edition of Bullies Soccer Bites. I'm here as always with Coach James Armstrong. We'll be able to talk to goalkeeper Coach Kat Stratton later. Coach, big 2-0 victory this weekend, huh?
Yeah, another good win. 3-0 on the spring. In front of an unbelievable home crowd. That was definitely our loudest crowd of the season, so that was awesome. We scored 2 great goals. One set piece, one really good team goal, 2 different goal scorers. Manigo Conley was actually one of her goals of the spring season was to score with her head. So she was really happy, as you could tell from her celebration. And then Hannah Talish got the second goal. Created a ton of opportunities. We had 24 shots. So obviously our conversion rate wasn't what we had hoped for, but hit the post twice, had a goal disallowed. Kept another clean sheet with another new back line. Hannah Pimentel played the whole game as well. And that was the first time she's played 90 minutes for us in a competitive game. Limited them to the least amount of entrances into our penalty box. So overall, a great day, beautiful weather. So another win and 3-0.
Coach, not on my watch, but the rumor was that my dog might have been barking during the national anthem. Will Nacho Nasuti be allowed back to any other soccer matches?
Was that actually Nacho? I didn't know that, but yes,
it was
a loud dog barking, and yeah, you both welcome anytime, Chris.
That's on me. I appreciate that. Well, Coach, usually we talk about going forward in the week, the next opponent, but it's a bye week this week. How are you treating that? Is it kind of like a bye week in the fall? I know you really don't have many. What's training look like?
Yeah, it's been a great week for us. It's allowed us to just really focus on individual development. We've had 2 training sessions so far. We played Saturday, off Sunday, trained Monday, Tuesday. And what it's been has been just focusing on the things that we need to get better at, working with individual players. Definitely got a lot of fitness in, different types of fitness this week. So that's been awesome. We'll have tomorrow off. And then Thursday, we're actually going to do something brand new. We're going to do some yoga and Pilates, something we haven't done as a team before. So the girls are looking forward to doing something a little different. Not sure how good we're going to be at it. We're going to be doing a beginner's class. I think the coaches might even try it. So, and then we'll train pretty hard Friday, Saturday, off Sunday. So it's been really nice just to focus on us, not think too far ahead. And just get better from the things that we still need to get better at from what we looked at this spring.
Are you guys going to wear any kind of like group exercise outfits, any spandex or headbands coming out? Or
no, Chris, none of that, thankfully.
So, Coach, before we get to talking Kat Stratton, it seems as if you and your staff put a really big emphasis on having a keeper coach and someone just solely dedicated to coaching keepers. Why is that important in your opinion?
I mean, it's a specialized position. And it's something that we are blessed with some great goalkeepers, that deserve the best training. And obviously we've got who we feel is the best in the business right now with Kat Stratton. She's been here for just over a year now. She's got a great relationship with all of the goalkeepers. She's been there, done it herself, having been a really successful player at this level in the SEC for Alabama. So that helps. She's young, so she understands what these players are going through on a day-to-day basis. So for us, it's so important, particularly with how we play. The goalkeepers are an integral part of that. So we want to make sure that they're getting the best training.
A lot of times people talk about football coaches and head coaches and how they think of kickers and their only job is to make field goals. So when they mess up, they're in the doghouse. Is that the same thing with the head coach when you're talking about keepers?
No, not at all. Goalkeepers, clearly their job is to keep the ball out the back of the net. But, we like to see ourselves as a team that builds out of the back, and our goalkeepers have to be really good with their distribution. We're a team that likes to press. So their starting positions from when we have the ball or when the opponents have the ball is vital to how we defend as well. So, soccer's a game with 11 players, not 10 field players and a goalkeeper. Like I said, they're really important to everything that we do.
Well, Coach, I'm going to wrap it up with you. You got anything final to say before we kick it on over to Coach Stratton?
No, I just want to say, I mentioned at the beginning that the home crowd is unbelievable, and I just want to let them know that we appreciate it. And we've got one more home game, which is Thursday. It's a little different, Thursday before Good Friday, and it'll be at 3:00 at home, free admission. So hopefully we can get some people out there. I know it's not an easy time, but we'd love to see as many people out there as possible.
Awesome, Coach. Well, time for you to get off. We're going to talk to Kat now.
All right, thanks, Chris. Hell State.
Hell State. Kat, welcome.
Well, thanks for having me.
Now the real fun's starting.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of in a hot seat. I'm a little nervous.
Well, let me ask you some questions right away. Why goalie? What made you start playing keeper?
Well, let's see. I tried to be on the field. Don't really like running, so got stuck in the goal and never looked back. Actually, it's kind of funny. The first time I played in the goal, I'm pretty sure I cried because I got scored on.
Oh, no.
So come a long way. Come a long way.
Did you play any other sports growing up?
Well, if you count church league basketball,
Ooh.
the big one here in the South. I played coach pitch, like softball, until I couldn't anymore. And then I tried volleyball for a month. Then soccer just really, that's kind of my thing.
So I'm going to put you even more in the hot seat now. I know you've got a really competitive staff. Try to get Zimmerman off the rails, but he gave us some really politically correct answers. I'm gonna make a hot take and say you are the most athletic, well-rounded person on the staff. True or false?
I don't know about that. I guess I also forgot to mention tennis. So I do a lot of sports. He did beat me in tennis, so he hasn't let me or James live that one down. We're waiting for the rematch with him and Steve.
Oof.
So that's my one. But I don't know. I just like sports and I like winning. So.
Does a lot of that have to do with coming up with a brother who's familiar to Bulldog fans, Chris Stratton, pitcher? You might be more athletic than him well-rounded too, right?
I don't know. I don't know about that one, but it definitely
they get to play a lot of golf during spring training, right? That's the only reason why.
Yeah, but I mean, I grew up with a dad as a coach and then two older brothers, so sports were always a thing in our household.
Well, maybe we should get back to the whole soccer thing. So let me ask you this one. Right now, the season's different. Usually it's the fall and spring is just strictly for practice, a couple scrimmages here and there, but it's almost as if you're kind of like in a professional season where you're playing out one match a week. You're kind of in a mix between fall and spring. Does training differ for goalkeepers during the fall and then like currently right now?
Yeah, so a typical spring would be more, I guess you wouldn't say laid back, but a little bit more laid back whenever it comes to getting prepared for actual teams and your opponents coming up. So usually it would be more focused on the development of the individual, so more tactical kind of those kind of things. But this spring, with it being games like being more important, we've tried to kind of combine both of them, which I'm lucky enough here that I've gotten loads more time than I did with them in the fall. And so we've been able to kind of combine the both pretty regularly now.
How tough is it? I know Hannah Pimentel had to start this week. When you're a goalie and when you only want a couple shots on you in a game, how hard is it to stay on task, to stay sane back there?
Yeah, that's actually one of the proudest things I am of her from that game was staying focused the entire time. So something we talk about, kind of being ready for your moment. She had to have a couple moments in that game, but she wouldn't have been able to execute if she wouldn't have been mentally in it the entire time. And that comes with staying connected, like James talked about in the beginning, is like we talk about positive starting positions. So staying connected with our back line, focusing on communication constantly, always organizing. So that's kind of what allows you to stay into it. Because if you're just back there silent, then you're definitely going to fall asleep.
And, she stayed focused and in turn had a beautiful save, right? Is that one of the better saves you've ever seen or what?
Okay. Yeah, it really is. It might be one. It's one of my tops for sure, especially because we have the cool goal camera behind. After watching it in slow motion and seeing it from that angle, you're just like, I don't really know how she did it, but I'm really happy she did.
So, Hannah Pimentel and both Maddie Anderson have gotten a lot of time this spring. How important is it to not even just on field, but when you're practicing to have two really good goalkeepers in practice and in training?
Oh, it makes it so much more fun. We try to put them in an environment as goalkeeper coaches, Peyton and I, we try to put them in an environment to be competitive, to get better every single day, but it kind of starts from them. If they have to show up and kind of bring that presence. So like having both of them going at each other every day, I think it's what's kind of made our little corner of the field fun, but also very competitive. And I feel like they've grown so much through this spring and even like from the fall into the spring.
You're a big part in helping out with Brian Dunleavy, Coach Dunleavy, and his scouts. You know, you played at the University of Alabama. If you were writing a scout on yourself, what would you put?
Tall goalkeeper, kicks it real far, makes a save every now and then.
Important.
I don't know. Basically, hit it in the corners if you want to score, because it's a far way to get down there.
Can you still kick it as far?
I don't know. I haven't really tried, but who knows?
You know, are you excited to go back to the old stomping grounds, the April 10th?
Oh, yeah, I really am. I might get some Uber Eats to get all my favorite restaurants delivered to the field just so I get my little taste of everything.
I'm going to make my way up there. I'll do it for the right price.
Hey, I don't mind. I'll pay you extra for sure.
Hey, we'll let you say something nice. You know, kind of tried to make fun of them before. What's your favorite part about this staff? Working with the staff?
If, as you heard, and whenever James was talking about the goalkeepers earlier, it's like they take pride in playing and putting ball down. And so that kind of starts from the goalkeeper, and they are so involved kind of with us as a whole. Obviously they let me kind of do my thing when it comes to training them, but at the end of the day, like they put the goalies into real situations with the team as fast as they possibly can, so that they're prepared to see it, because it's really hard for us to create it with only 2 people over there. So having them see the importance of our kind of position is crazy. You don't really see that much. And then also I am young, so seeing, like, it's nice to have them trust me with kind of full reign on whatever I want to do and not just look over my shoulder all the time.
Do you think it helps when you're coaching, especially, you know, you've got a young group of keepers right now, that they can look back if they Google search you, or they know your resume that you played in this league? Do you think it kind of carries a little more weight when you're trying to tell them, hey, you got to do things this way, or hey, try this out?
I don't know. I hope it does, because it is kind of being from experience and not being that far out. I do know what they're going through, and I know how hard it is to succeed in this league. So I would like to think that they kind of take a little more value in what I say sometimes. I'm not really a big yeller of a coach, so I'm more of like a pull you aside, kind of have a little heart to heart if it needs to happen. So hopefully whenever I do that, kind of resonates with them a little bit more, because I do understand what they're going through, but I also want both of them to succeed at this level and further if they would like to go. Well,
Kat, we value you here as our staff. Any final words you'd like to say before we hang this one up for the week?
Not really. Hopefully I didn't do too bad.
Hey, when in doubt, just say Hail State. All right. So.
Yeah, Hail State.
Thank you guys, and make sure to tune in next week for the next edition of Bully Soccer Bites.